102.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
The actual date that happened in today's second date update is probably one of the biggest train wrecks I've ever heard of.
Really?
Oh, no.
Yeah. Lucas, I read your email, and it sounds like you had an awesome time with the girl that you want us to call today.
Yeah, it wasn't. It definitely wasn't ideal.
Oh, no.
Explain to everybody what not ideal is. Was it the first part where the tears happened, or the rest of it where the funeral happened?
No, stop.
No,
Stop.
it wasn't a funeral. It was a cemetery.
Oh, my bad.
So,
That's not better.
Tell everybody about your date. First of all, how'd you meet this girl?
I met Avery. Her name's Avery. I met her through a friend of a friend,
Okay.
Uh-huh.
and I picked her up at her place. And she got in the car, and I could sort of tell. I mean, I don't really know her that well, but I could sort of tell that something wasn't right. So I asked her, are you okay? And she started crying right there. I mean, she was talking about she had something with her family, her parents, and she was really upset.
At
So,
that point, Lucas, why didn't you just go, you know what? Maybe we'll do this date another time, and I'll take you back home so you can deal with whatever you got going on.
I mean, I thought about it, but, in that moment, I was just like, maybe she just needs someone to talk to.
Thank
All right.
goodness.
Or you
because-
saw a moment
what?
of weakness and you were like, yeah, all right.
Get on
I know
shoulder,
how
baby
this is
girl.
going to end.
You guys, he's just trying to be a nice guy. You can't drop a crying girl off at her house just to let her cry by herself.
Yeah, she just seemed like she needed to get a lot of stuff off her chest,
So what was
Yeah.
wrong? Did you figure out what was going on?
I mean, just something with her parents. She had gotten a big argument with them about, she said, her life choices, I guess.
Whoa.
And eventually the conversation got into her childhood, and
Oh, gosh.
it got pretty deep.
Yeah, see, at that point, I think you should have maybe ended the date. But I can't even believe your next step.
Oh, no.
Lucas took her to a cemetery.
What?
Why? What?
Why would you take a crying
Well,
girl
look,
to...
okay, hold on. Because in my mind, I was thinking, we definitely can't go to a restaurant at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she was full-on ugly crying kind of
Yeah.
the circumstance.
Good for you for sticking with it, though, Lucas. Lucas, it's impressive that you were even able to stick with it this
Yeah.
long. If that happened to me, 5 seconds, I'd be out, dude.
God, you could at least take her to ice cream to cheer her up. How did you get to a cemetery, dude?
I was like, we gotta go somewhere. That it's not going to be ridiculous that she's crying so much. So we happened to drive by a cemetery, and I thought, in that split second, I was like, this is the perfect spot.
That is. Yes.
I suppose.
Look, it's quiet, it's private. There's not a lot of people. So yeah. In that moment, I thought it was the best choice.
What
Plus,
did
you can always use the perspective of, hey, things could be worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could be dead.
Look at that guy, and that person over there.
What did you say to her?
I mean, I was like, look, this is just a quiet place where you can just do your venting, and and I'll just listen. And
Okay.
Uh-huh.
she was really being open about all this stuff about her family. And weirdly enough, I thought that there was a connection.
Is this your new thing now, Lucas? You're going to start taking people on cemetery dates? It worked out so well for you?
It'll be a thing, yeah.
All right. How did everything end with her?
I sort of, after all this stuff she'd been revealing, I felt kind of closer to her. And so I put my arm around her, and we walked to the car. And then, I thought it would be an okay moment to try to kiss her.
Oh.
After all that?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That is a bad choice on so many levels, Lucas.
That's coming from Jubal.
Yeah.
Look, looking back at it now, obviously it wasn't the best decision.
She just poured her heart out to you about some family issues she's having. She's been crying, and you're in the middle of a cemetery. Not the best time to make a move.
She had calmed down a little bit, and like I said, the things that she had been telling me, I feel like we had gotten close in a couple hours that she'd been telling me all this stuff.
I think I would have kissed him if I was the girl in that moment. I mean,
Really?
yeah, you feel super connected to someone like that.
I think it's called vulnerable.
Yeah.
Vulnerable.
Yeah, and you're vulnerable, and
Sad.
you have everything opened up
Well,
to him.
she definitely wasn't having it. But she
there
definitely
we
pulled back, and I did not. It was not a smart move on my part.
You said she wasn't into it. What did she say when you tried to kiss her?
She sort of stepped back and was like, you want to kiss me in a cemetery? She basically just wanted to go home at that point.
And you still want to call her for a second date update.
Ballsy.
Like I said, I felt by the end, even though she wasn't receptive to the kiss, that there was some sort of connection there.
Well, she obviously trusted you. She told you all that
Totally.
stuff about her like childhood and stuff.
Or
so.
she's crazy. Well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, okay?
Great. Thanks,
I'm
guys.
excited about this one.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
After the first date that you had, Lucas, I still can't believe that you want to call this girl and do a second date update. You're sure you want to go through with this?
Yes, I'm definitely sure, yeah.
If you missed the first part of the second date update, Lucas took this girl Avery out he met through friends. Soon as they started driving to go to dinner on their date, she broke down in tears because of some stuff that was going on with her family. That wasn't enough to scare Lucas away, so he decided, you know what, we can't go to dinner. This is going to be awkward now. I'm going to stop at the best place possible, a cemetery,
Yeah.
and walk around the cemetery and let her spill her guts there. I know it was the only option you had, Lucas. And then when Lucas tried to kiss her at the end of the night, she pushed him away. I was like, you want to kiss me in a cemetery? I don't think so. I never asked you, Lucas, how many times have you tried to get a hold of her?
It's been a week now. The text I sent, she just hasn't responded back to at all.
Just nothing?
She hasn't
Yeah.
apologized profusely and said, "Oh my God, I came across as a crazy nut job. Let's do this again."
No, I haven't heard from her at all.
And honestly, you still find her super attractive.
I do, yes, I do.
Sometimes crazy can be hot. I'm not going to lie.
Seriously, though.
All right.
All right, Lucas. Well, we're going to give her a call right now, see if we can get her on the phone, okay?
All right, great.
Hello,
Hi, can I speak to Avery, please?
this is Avery.
Hey, Avery, this is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. I'm moving 92.5. How are you? You got a second?
From where?
Moving 92.5, Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. We do a morning show from 6 to 10 every weekday.
Okay. Why are you calling me?
Well, I'm calling you because you recently went out on a date with a friend of the show, and he thinks that you're avoiding him and don't want to go out on another date with him, so he asked us to call you and find out if he did something wrong on your date.
Oh, okay.
I guarantee you remember this little date that you went on. It should be pretty memorable.
I mean, not to be weird, but I've been on a couple dates recently. Can you tell me his name?
It would be the only date that you went on to a cemetery.
Oh my gosh.
It's Lucas.
Oh.
Did you not like Lucas?
So he told you about the cemetery. How much did he tell you about this date?
Oh.
He just, kind of told us there was a weird moment after he picked you up where you were having some personal stuff going on and got kind of upset, and then he decided to stop at the only place that he could find where he thought you two could talk quietly, which was a cemetery. He did say that he tried to kiss you at the end of the evening, and you shunned his advances because it was weird to try to make out with you in a cemetery. Yeah. Is that what did it?
I was going through a lot that day, as you know already, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even though I was clearly, horrible and weird, he was really a little weird. I'm sorry, but...
Really?
He was the weird one in this whole thing?
Yeah.
Well, he said some stuff that I think he was trying to make me feel better, but it wasn't really working.
Can you give us an example of something that he said?
Well, I mean, did he tell you, what we did in the cemetery?
He just said that you guys walked around and talked, and he kind of let you vent whatever you were feeling.
There's more activities that you can do in a cemetery.
I guess. I had no idea.
Oh, no.
No. I mean, that was it. But while we were walking around, he would occasionally, stop in front of headstones and be like, "Oh, isn't it sweet, all these husbands and wives buried together?"
Oh, gosh.
Oh, that's creepy.
That is super creepy.
I thought it was going to be he stole the flowers and gave them to you, but that's even worse.
Yeah.
That happened too.
Oh,
He did that?
What?
no.
He pulled a flower off a grave and handed it to me and said, "Here, this will cheer you up." And I was like, "This is a dead person's flower." And he said, "They won't miss it."
I'm so confused on who to think is crazy
I
in
know.
this one. I just don't know.
At first, I was like, Lucas, are you sure you want to call Avery? Now I'm like, these two are a perfect couple.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, I know that he was trying, to lighten the mood, but we were in a cemetery. I was clearly having a meltdown. And his solution was to pull flowers off graves and say things like, "We'll all be dead soon, even your parents."
Oh,
my
wow.
God.
Okay.
Well,
Up until that point, I was
definitely
like,
have a history with my parents. but
Yeah.
I don't wish them dead.
up
Yeah.
until that point, I was like, all right, well, it's kind of cool. He's trying to lighten the mood and maybe help you laugh and get through your stuff. But then going like, hey, don't worry about anything you're having at home with your parents. They'll be dead soon.
Oh, that's not
That usually doesn't
sensitive.
play well.
No.
Like I said, I totally will be the first to say that I was in a really bad space and probably should have canceled. But, ultimately I'm looking for someone, a partner in life, and I don't think I want to be a partner with someone who's kind of weird.
And maybe someone who's not already hoping that your parents die.
Yeah, that could be a bonus.
I should actually tell you that Lucas is on the other line right now and just heard your recap of the date.
Oh God, no.
Hey, Avery.
Oh,
Oh, jeez.
you poor thing.
Look, I had no idea how to react. I mean, you were obviously really upset. So I was just trying to do anything to take your mind off of it or lighten the moment. I don't actually want
Well,
your
I mean,
parents to be
it
dead.
kind of took my mind off it, but not in the right direction.
I didn't, I was improvising. I've never been in a situation like this before. So I was just trying to find any way that I could possibly get your mind off of things. That's all that was.
I mean, you could kind of understand that, right, Avery?
Well, I mean, I'm not saying that I was doing a good job on a date either. I was doing a very bad job for a date. But I feel like if this is your go-to response to say, "Oh, your parents will be dead soon," and you put flowers on graves, like that's bad.
Look,
that's a bad solution.
it was obviously a terrible, bad attempt at a joke. But the only reason I said it was just to try to get your mind off of things, change the subject. I wasn't, not thinking that clearly either.
It sounds to me like you two are perfect for each other. I'm not going to lie.
It's an off day
Yeah.
for both of you.
It just
Very
maybe it was one of those days you should have turned the car around and had the date on a different day.
Well, yeah, like I said, I should have called it off from the get-go. And I know that so many people encountering like a total meltdown would just run away, and I get that. And Lucas, I'm really grateful for you to just like sticking it out. And
See-
I mean, though you were kind of a idiot, I mean, I know it was a good intentioned idiot.
See, at least Lucas was trying, and he liked you enough to try to get a second date with you on a radio
Yeah, that's the other thing
show.
that's kind of weirding me out, I'll be honest. Like, I wouldn't want a second date with me after that. I was awful.
But Lucas still wants to go out with you.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just thought, you're being really honest, and I think you're still pretty great. I know it wasn't ideal this first time around, but I like you.
Oh,
See, that should say a little something, Avery, don't you think?
that's really
Because honestly,
nice.
Avery, if I picked you up and you started bawling like that, I would have left you by the side of the road. So why don't you give Lucas another chance? We will pay for a second date. Will you go out with Lucas again?
Oh, come on.
I mean, I guess it can't be any worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Can only
See?
go uphill.
It's just like we tell everybody with the show, set your standards low and you'll like us if you just listen.
I mean, and if that's kind of our worst, and we still manage to be cordial, nice people, then maybe we could do better. I don't know. Just please, no creepy jokes, okay?
No more creepy jokes and no more cemeteries.
Awesome.
Yes.
Congratulations, Lucas. You got your second date.
Great. Thanks, you guys. I appreciate your help.
You're welcome. And Avery, I hope that you have a great time, and I hope that everything that you were worried about on your last date is okay now and you're in a better place personally.
Great. Thank you, guys.
I mean, I say that, but I kind of hope you cry again just so we can
Oh,
have
come
Lucas call
on.
back in and do another second date.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
All I need's a little